Hello, welcome to Calling Out with Susan Pinsky. I'm back and post-election, Trump big win. Amazing experience last week to see the country all be decisive on something. Well, pretty much. Anyways, apolitical here, but I just want to say, thank God that's over. I am here today with my special psychic medium, Eddie Connor. You can find him at eddieconnor.com. He is an amazing psychic medium, and he's going to be reading one of two guests today, three guests today, and one of whom happens to be my husband, Dr. Drew Pinsky, who's on his phone, which is not unusual. But anyways, hi, Dr. Drew. Thank you for coming in. Everybody knows Dr. Drew.
Coming in and calling out.
Yeah, he's calling out with Susan Pinsky. We are married, yes, and he is the host of Ask Dr. Drew. You can find it on drdrew.tv. He's also the Chief Patient Officer at the Wellness Company, which is one of our favorite sponsors at drdrew.tv. And he also is, he's a great husband. So anyways, thank you for joining us today, Drew.
Enough about me. You better bring your special guest.
Yeah, and I'm even more...
Uh-oh.
He just disconnected. I see his face frozen on the screen, but so that must mean he's refreshing. He's on his phone.
Yeah,
it looks like
he's taking this very seriously.
The last shot I have of him is walking into a building, so maybe he lost connection there. So he's just frozen.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you when he comes back.
Yeah. So we're going to have a really good guest today, and I'm going to look here on the Restream and the Rumble. We're on many platforms. We are on X. We are on. I didn't promote today, but hopefully people will watch the show. We are Rumble, X. We are on YouTube. We're on Facebook, and this is going to be an amazing guest read as soon as we get him back on the line. So in the meantime, without further ado, I think maybe we could throw a little something together for Dr. Drew while we're waiting. I know, this poor guy. Okay, so let me explain to everybody how this psychic medium, whom I've become very fond of, works. He takes your birth date, your name. He does some numerology, and he literally was just thrown all this information right before the show. He didn't Google anybody. He doesn't know who's even coming on the show. There's no I don't know. We don't fill him full of ideas and things to say. He just comes up with this all psychically. It's a gift. I don't know how to do this, but he's doing it right now. So Kaleb, is Rob hanging out with us yet?
He's still not back. I'm gonna send him a text real quick and see if I can get him back on.
Okay. So anyways, I have to do something here. So maybe, yeah. And you know what? Drew is not he's done this. This is not his first rodeo. So over the course of 10 years, he's talked to a lot of psychics. They're friends with him. He is, your birth name. So birth name, birth date. He also is highly dumbfounded by the way it works. It's not scientific. I know everybody's going, oh, your husband's a scientist. Why is he listening to this wacky woohoo stuff? He's smart. Because I think we all have intuition, and he has intuition. He has great intuition. He may be a little psychic himself, but he is also super knowledgeable. So some of that he might think is just his rational brain, when it's actually his intuitive brain. Right, honey?
I'm fascinated. We've had a lot of friends who are your friends that are psychic, and I'm fascinated by how accurate they are and the parts of their brain that they seem to be using when they do it. How I interpret that and what that means and all, I don't know what to do with that just yet.
Right.
One day we shall understand this.
And one time
there'll be a way to understand it. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
And what Susan and I always argue about is what I will say is the one thing I know for sure is they're not talking to dead people. And what do you say?
They're talking to dead people.
There you go. And that's where we leave our argument right there.
So, Robin, make the camera a little bit more on Eddie, because it's cutting off half of his body on the wide shot. So, Anyways, I don't mean to put you on the spot, Eddie. This is
it's
the
okay.
beauty
Get
of
me done
live
quick.
streaming
Get me done over
television.
really fast.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was in the Jackson Pollock, Rob Schneider world
Yes.
for a second, which
Yes.
is like fart in a whirlwind energy.
Yes.
And then I'm coming over here, it's like very different.
Yeah.
So you already know that you're born on the 4, and the 4 is all connected to law and order, but they're very, very focused on what they do. They're very service oriented. You are a 9, a life path 9. So that means you're the highest single digit number you can be in spirituality, which means you will constantly evolve, grow, expand, and find new ways to connect to the people you do your service
He's a
oriented
9?
work with. Life path 9.
Oh my God.
And he's got that 4 in there, which means he's got order with it. Sometimes you can be rigid. I think when you were younger, you're still young. When you were younger, you might have been a little bit more rigid, workaholic-ish, and just pushing through, roll your sleeves up. I'll have fun when I get my shit done. And you never really got it all done. So you've had to learn to take a balance. Now, somebody over here is talking about your chest. So respiratory, heart, or lung. It could be ear, nose, throat stuff. But it's minor, whatever it is. And if you haven't had it looked at in the last 3 months to 6 months, you will need to look at it within the next 3 months to 9 months. It's not bad, but there's something that's a little irregular.
I looked at.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they're going like this, and then you'll just get it checked every little bit. Now, this is private. I don't see any of the good stuff, y'all, ever, because you have privacy, right, and anonymity. But there's something about the lower back, and then there's something about the groin area, but it's not a negative, bad, or scary thing.
I have prostate cancer.
Okay. So they're pointing it out, and this is going to be like, okay, too. It's going to turn around. What's this other thing?
Had prostate cancer. He's a cancer survivor. What?
I mean, who knows? You never
Wait,
know.
what?
No, I mean, I have radiation also, right?
You didn't tell me that you still have it.
That's why I have radiation.
Okay.
And so that may be the end of it. I don't know. You never know with this stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you change your glasses, or did you have to do a prescription thing?
Changed.
Okay. She's got your back big time. And do you have a sibling that passed, or did your mother have a miscarriage or terminated pregnancy? I don't know if it's a male or female energy, but it's a sibling energy that stands with this female, and she watches over you all the time. And then the male is over here. I don't know how close you were to him when he was alive or not, but whatever he didn't do or make up for when he was alive, he's making up for now. Thank you. They're also saying the thing with the lower body we were just talking about. They're showing me a butterfly net, and then they're taking the butterfly net through that area of the body, and anything that's left down there will be removed, and everything's going to come back stronger and better than ever before inside of a 6 month, no more than 3 year cycle. It won't take that long. I'll say 4 to cover my ass. But I think it's going to come back stronger than ever inside of 3 years. And what's the deal with your right foot, ankle, or toe? I might get that part wrong. Not the knee
No,
and not the left.
no,
Okay.
legs are good.
You have
a
to
little instability in the right knee, maybe.
Okay,
Little
you
bit.
have to watch it because that goes to the back, goes to the knee, goes to
Sure.
the left foot. Well, you know that stuff. He's a doctor.
Right.
And so don't let that get too out of check with up here. And you do drink enough water, but you don't, but you do.
Okay.
He drinks Diet Coke.
No, I drink tons of water when I work out. Tons and tons
Speaking
of
of
tons.
which,
I work
we
out
could
every
use
day.
You know what they're saying? What's your salt? Is your salt good?
I can always use more.
It feels like high quality salt, and then when you hydrate, your organs will actually drink the water in instead of letting it slosh over it
That's
like
true. That's true.
Electrolytes.
And you got a big deal coming, like a big monetary deal. Do you already know what it is?
No.
Okay. Do you not like to write?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's a book deal coming,
Yeah.
and it could be something that somebody else writes
Yeah.
with you for you, but it's your name.
Okay.
And that's going to be tied to something with television. You know how people do net? Now I'm scared I'm bleeding over into Rob a little bit, but I'm so scared to say this.
Go ahead.
Have you ever done a one-man show?
I do a lot of public speaking by myself. And there's been people been trying to figure out how to do that in some kind of other way.
That's exactly what it is. It's got the feeling of a Netflix special / Dr. Joe Dispenza-ish, Eckhart Tolle, but with personality. Sorry, Eckhart. And it's very informative. The delivery is amazing. And the improvisation off the cuff, and then there's some Q&A that goes with it. This is going to be a big deal.
S.E. Cup just said we should do something together.
Who's that?
She's, Caleb, maybe you can throw a picture of S.E. Cup. She's a CNN reporter.
Oh.
She's been around forever over there. Not forever, but
When you said that, there have been things you've been setting on for a long time that you can't go public with. That the whole world, I'm just literally seeing it like a lotus flower opening, and then the Dr. Drews of the world will get to come forward without being jerked off the stage like a bad night at the Apollo.
That is definitely happening.
And not only is it, but I just see a thing all around the world. If you're a flat earther, it's this way. But if you believe it's this way, it's this way. But I see a ripple. I get goosebumps all through here.
Wow.
And you're going to be one of the leading edgers in that. Thank you. This is a man who's not in it for the money, but you organically attract monetary security to you as long as you keep doing what you're born to do. And you can't not do it. You're wired to do it.
I know.
Now, I know you have a connection with, I hope I say his name correctly, Adam
Carolla?
Yes.
Yeah.
There could be some reconnection there somehow, way, shape, or form, in a very advantageous way for both of you. But it will serve you this way, it'll serve him this way, but it'll come together like that. And then there's a man with a B sound, sorry, first name, last name, nickname, or middle name, B, anywhere in there, connected to Adam, connected to you. That it could be his idea to bring you together for this
Who's
one.
that?
Somebody with a B name.
Yeah, male.
that?
It's a male for sure. He'll come into the mix. He'll put it together. It's a one-off, but then it looks like it could end up being a little bit of a franchise or a series. And then you're going to do something international. I forgive me for being ignorant, but are you a big super deal in like the Far East?
Not that I know of.
There's
Maybe
some-
Australia.
There's something
There's sort
about
of
the
something
Far
there.
Eastern market.
Is
where,
Australia Far East?
I don't know.
Is that Far West?
I'm terrible with geography, but
Far East.
Japan?
it's an Asian influence, and it's going to be a big deal.
I've always wanted to do stuff elsewhere.
Yeah.
I've been very preoccupied with French
International.
politics lately, but I'm interested in getting around.
You're in the German, the German whole system just collapsed today.
Their-
It did?
Their politics, yeah.
Collapsed
There's
completely.
a lot. Things are changing worldwide. It's crazy
It is
what's
so
happening.
exciting.
Is it? It's fine. Is it going in a good way? Yeah.
It's going in such a good way that, I grew up with the Bible rammed down my throat, and I had a really weird relationship with religion and God and my grandma. And the thing that she talked about the most was Genesis and Revelation. And now that I've grown up and done my own research, only 10% of the Bible is accurate anyway, because they took the original books away, hid them under the Vatican, allegedly. And so the real books of the Bible are coming out, but the truest sections of the Bible are Genesis and Revelation. And now we're currently in Revelation, which means any system, person system in the world that is leeching off the backs of the meek will dissolve and go away. And this happens historically, it's cyclical. So we're going into 1,000 years of peace or 1,200 years of peace. We're getting ready to go into it. So it is a golden age. This isn't new in history, but our history is also only 10% true.
So I see so much of what's happening. Is Rob with us?
Yeah, he's back.
Okay.
Do you
Just
wanna-
very quickly,
Yes.
the Tower of Babel has meaning to me now because I see that as centralization, and then the dispersion is the decentralization. And I feel like that's the cycle. Oh, yeah. You think so too?
Look,
Yeah.
goosebumps
Yeah.
everywhere. Not only is it, but a lot of the ancestors connected to that bloodline that's tied to Babel, the fall of Egypt, the fall of Rome, the fall of Atlantis, the fall of Lemuria are still now in power, out of power. And we are in that.
Wow.
And that has just been brought down, and it will be brought down worldwide, meaning those members who snuck into all of the governments of all over the world are being gotten rid of.
This is a perfect time to bring Rob Schneider.
Yeah,
in.
Rob,
This is perfect
welcome
for
back.
Rob, this is your
Good
stuff.
to be back.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you hear that? That the over-centralization of authority is ending and there'll be decentralized local practice of democracy.
Well, that's what I was hoping for. It sounds like it's too good to be true, though, to be honest with you. But
Okay,
I'm
we've
all
only got
for
half
it.
his face there.
Okay, I'm all
There you
for
go.
it.
Hi.
Where are you?
He's in Ohio.
Yeah, so-
Ohio.
I'm in Ohio, yeah. Hey, thanks, guys. Hey, so I want to believe that. I do think we're going to a dark age, though. Wouldn't you say that? I think like kind of what we went through in around 100 years ago with the what happened starting in Europe and Germany, it's we had
He's got-
some forces released there, and I think that was. Is it a similar thing that you're seeing now?
Based on what we heard, I'm going to say yes. It's similar, but and it goes back a little more than 100 years ago. Every 120 to 150 years on Earth, we have another great reset. And so that's, again, the powers that be come in that control things that we don't know about. Thank you. They're saying, ultimately, in our lifetimes on Earth, there's been two realities that run simultaneously, meaning the one that we see and hear and we're talked about and that's spoken about. Hey, are you back, Rob?
Rob, that's Rob back in the car. I think we're getting a mangled phone reception.
Oh my God.
Take a
Rob,
picture.
stay in one place. Find good Wi-Fi. Oh, there we go. He's taking pictures.
He got recognized.
He's doing.
Well, I want to. Let me say hi to these people. Give me the camera. Let me say hi. Hi. Say hi to them.
Dr. Drew's in the
I don't know
house.
if they.
Worry.
He's on the move.
Oh, they
Dave
froze.
Ohio in the house.
Plus.
That's your
Yeah.
Foods Plus.
Right.
Thank you.
She recognized you. Yes.
Nice to see you.
Aw.
Thank
Oh,
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
you.
Hey, remember some of those movies. That's
He's so cute.
nice to
He is
see you.
exactly everything that I wrote down.
Really?
Yeah. You know, he's a 4 too. Born on a day that adds to 4. He's a Scorpio, but he's not a traditional
I'm a 4
Scorpio.
too.
I know, that's what's so weird.
All 3 of us
He's
are 4.
got-
Oh, there he is.
got-
Hi.
That
How
4
are you?
is the practical,
Okay.
loyal, service-oriented person. And I wrote down that you're super sweet and you're kind-hearted and you're a family-oriented person and you try to create family wherever you go. And then when you
Thank
pop
you.
back up on the screen, we're watching you do that. And this is sincere. You can't fake that connection. He's a connector. He loves to connect. And if you're not connecting with Rob, he's like, F you, get out my face. But you do it very sweetly.
With a smile.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, I appreciate
hey,
it.
I want to shout out the book. You can do it.
They just showed it.
I know it is so good.
It is really
such
good.
a great read.
Oh, damn.
Susan was listening
Thank
to it
you.
on audio tape. She's been walking around for the last couple of days with it. I am telling you, Rob, that is a great book. It's a huge effort. I am so proud of you for this.
Yeah,
one.
it was a good one.
Really well
Thank
done.
you.
And
Well,
is this new, the book?
I never went to school like you
damn.
guys did, so I had to. I never worked because I wanted to avoid work. But this job was like, this book was a real job for the first time in my life.
Oh, good.
Well, it paid off. I'm so pleased for you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
by the way, you're born on the day of the passionate rebel. So you'll find a way to get your message through the cracks any way that you can. And that book is a perfect example. I wrote book down here, but doesn't sound so hot now that we've already seen the book. You're getting ready to have a huge career burst forward. Now, something you already know about, they're telling me, and you're excited about, but you kind of don't want to get your hopes up with it. And you're this close to having it come to you, and you're like crossing your fingers and squeezing your ass cheeks super, super tight. And you're like, and so it's this close. So don't white knuckle it because it's going to land in your lap. You'll get the contract, and that contract could lead to multiple contracts where you will work less than you've ever worked, but you will make more money than you've ever made.
You know, that's so
coming.
funny because I'm just signing this deal to start this new media company called No Apologies Media.
Yeah. No, you told us about it, and I knew that's what he was talking. I could tell that's what he was talking about. And,
Yeah, that's
I think
incredible.
that is a brilliant deal. That is a brilliant deal.
Is this also going to have a lot of people like Dr. Drew, Susan, you, other comedians that
He's
come
pitching
in?
my show, Rob.
And where it's a new
Yes.
way to talk about world things. Thank you. They're just saying the number one thing humans are most afraid of is change. And
Yeah.
they like to get set in their little patterns. Then they bitch that they're in the pattern, but you give them a way to get out of the pattern. Then they freak out and buttredict and jump back in their stupid ass patterns. And then something has to push them out of the patterns. On Earth right now, everybody without exception. It's
Legacy
being
media and
pushed-
everything in the television needs to change.
pushed out
Schneider,
of the
I hate to
patterns, and it's
bother you,
forcing all of
but
us
my
out
boss
of it
was
too.
asking me to see if did you have any tickets? He said you're
Yeah.
performing tonight.
What are the names? I'll get you tickets. What are your names? Come around here and talk to them.
I got
I'll
it.
get you tickets. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
This is adorable.
I want
love this.
Rob, I want some tickets. I
I know,
need
let's
tickets
all
to your
get
show,
tickets.
man. Will you give me some tickets? Come on, man.
No, I will tell you though.
At least
I
you
need
didn't
to
ask
get
for
off the-
marijuana.
I need to get off the road a little bit. You're right. I need to work a little bit less because it's just too much. And I miss I got little kids, so I need to stay home more with them for sure.
How's that going? He's always family guy. How's it looking?
It's good. It's getting there. But
good.
this business is coming together. Everyone's saying yes. So it's been a really exciting time. And I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. And I want to have Susan's program. So I'm going to, I
Maybe
want
the
to take
show
you
you were
away.
talking about me doing be on his thing.
It could easily be, and it's going to ripple out so quickly, and people are going to grab onto it because all of you have this gift of connecting. Number one, you don't care about attention. You like to connect. Connection is way, way, way up here. Attention is vapid. When you're connecting, you organically receive attention, and you can help people step outside of their comfort zone without them getting too scared. Right now, they've been jolted out of their comfort zone, and they think we're going to hell in a damn handbasket, and we're not. We're going onward and upward in a higher way. But what they've learned and been taught and heard for X number of years, they're going to have to unlearn it, unhear it, unteach it to themselves.
I would say you can do it.
Yes.
We can, we have to find the middle ground. We have to come to a place of reconciliation. I mean, when I've talked to the people that are, the new people that are going to be taking over the government and tangentially, we're going to have the big boy pants and do the, and really reach out to the other side peacefully and with an open hand and with a hug. And they may not accept us, or they'll still be angry. But I think if we don't feed into it, I don't think the anger can sustain.
And on top of that, when people start waking up and get less shook up about it, and then use you and Dr. Drew and Susan and different people as a bridge to help them understand what's really happening, that's going to bridge the reality too. And then here's your little side hustle. You can make you up some no apologies to pens for adults, so that whenever you freak them out with what you're saying, at least they'll have on their Depends.
Okay. I like that. I'm in.
Don't wet yourself.
All right, guys. Hey, I got to head over to this show, but
All right,
thank you
Rob.
for that. And hey, I love you. And you guys are going to come and we'll all work together for sure.
Yeah, I love it. Nothing made me happier, man. So congratulations
Thank
on the book.
you.
Everyone go buy the book. Amazon, I assume everywhere. Yes.
I want to have you back soon, though, when you're not in the middle of everything. And
Yeah,
I want you to
I know, but
talk to your ancestors, and I want to talk to some of your best friends in
She got
spirit.
very
I'll
taken
fly
with the
in for
opening
that.
part of your book. No, listen.
Okay.
The opening stuff about your family of origin and stuff really got to Susan.
Oh yeah, you got to
I
read
thought
the
it was
book,
great.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. His story is his family of origin story is just. I didn't know that about you, and it's so interesting. And then also just the fact that I want to talk to some of your friends in the spirit, and that also that you miss who you haven't seen in a long time, and
We
I
have
want
Filipino
to
family
connect
now.
with that. So it's you've got a lot of people that. But when you have time, I know you're super busy right now, and I appreciate you coming by, and I hope that you're happy this week and everything's good and life is good. So bless you, and everybody get the book. Go to Amazon, get the book. You can do it.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye, buddy.
Talk to you
Good
soon.
talk to you.
Thank
See you soon. Say hi to Patricia.
Bye now.
Yep.
Love you.
Oh, that was fun.
He's so sweet.
Yeah, he is. I forgot to do PR for the show today. So if you're out there on Twitter or Rumble or anything, share if you care, because that was fun to hear.
Can I tell a quick story about a real Rob, which if you can go find it on Netflix or Amazon, whatever. It's such a good show. All the music is carefully curated. And Jamie Lissow, who now people know from the Gutfeld
I want to
show,
get him on the show too.
he'll come on. It was
Had I known that we were only getting a couple minutes with Rob, I would have.
he's a
had him.
major character on the show, Lissow. And And we were watching it the first time. We were like, oh my God, this show is so good. It's so funny. It's so good. That Lissow guy's great. And when he came on Gutfeld, I was like, holy crap, he can really bring it. And I go, but Susan, I don't know. The wife is overcasted. No one's going to believe that's Rob's wife. And so I go look through the list. I go, who's the casting agent on this? And I go, Patricia Schneider his wife is the casting agent. I went, oh my God, she cast this woman. Who did she cast? That is his wife. That is his wife on the show. And I thought, so now I always give him shit about that. I always
Exactly.
So it's really, and
we've known Rob for 30 years.
Yeah. Wow.
And yeah, since the kids were little, and
he was in Pasadena. He moved to Pasadena.
Yeah, we were friends.
We became friends here. So.
It was weird too, because he even writes in his book about COVID-19 and what happened during the pandemic, and he came on My Little Dose of Dr. Drew show, which was we were doing.
Look like Patricia.
It was like the French Underground.
Like his daughter, right?
And we were just having a discussion about COVID-19 and closing down businesses and everything. And the New York Post picked it up and just slammed, or was it the New York Times? Yeah, slammed him and Drew.
But everything they slammed us on, we were right about.
100%.
Yes.
Everything. So now when we're together, we reread it for the public.
Yeah. And then they both got sort of excommunicated from canceled and from Hollywood. And it was like, we were freaking out. We're just like, oh my God, what just happened? So now we've come full circle. We realize that they were saying was not so bad. But he does write a lot about this in his book, and I suggest everybody check it out.
There's Patricia, yeah.
For not having a,
I think
pedigree.
That's Patricia also.
Okay, it could be.
That's right.
In writing from Columbia University, he wrote an excellent book.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of information in his head. He's got a lot of experience as a performer and in comedy and in television. Everybody knows who he is. So I probably should give him also credit. If you want to find him, go to robschneider.com. You'll find out where all his. He's funny. He's so funny.
He was big behind RFK and that whole movement. So
we're really glad to be his friend, and and I think that also, like, when he starts his media company, maybe Drew will get a slot on. He said he would play our shows on it and make us a part of it, which was really sweet.
His model of media, I think, is the future.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen here.
Because the original model is based on fear and division and control. And this model is based on unity, connection, and upliftment with authentic information.
Right. And what you said to him about how you're changing it, you're not doing it the way they used to do it. Everything in television is always repeated over and over again. And I think that, we're all kind of tired of it, like when you pitch a show, they always do it the same way. Well, this one's working, let's do it like that. Like,
you know why they were doing that for real? They kept recycling the same thing over and over and over and over, same storyline, different sort of characters over and over. So we stayed in a thinking loop that was dumbed down and not connected to our source energy.
Yeah.
This is a connection thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing mainstream feared the most, meaning the people puppeting behind it.
Yeah, and I think that we're all calling out legacy media as what its reality is. I don't, I've always known that because I've worked behind the scenes, and I've always hated it, but I'm glad to see that we're shaking things up, And I want it to be for good for everybody. I want people in Hollywood to make money again. I want people in the world to get a job doing something else, but we just had to clean house a little bit, there's too much power in one place. So Drew, do you have any questions? And before I take the next guest, like for Eddie, like about your, I don't know, just if you, I don't know, you've heard all these things about yourself and your health, but what is your sort of, I mean, let's talk about this. Okay, we put Trump on the banner today. I was hoping that Rob would be here for this, but do you have any questions about?
Well, I've offered myself up for the RFK and the Musk projects. Am I going to have any opportunity over there?
Yes. And I don't know who the equal is to you in the industry who does something similar to you, yet different. So it's a non-compete, not that you care because you don't compete with people. You just come in and do your magic. This person, which will be a male, will do the same thing. So it feels like you and another person will be brought in, and it's going to be a nuanced thing in the beginning. Thank you. And what they're showing me is like they'll show the sound bites repetitively. And let's say it's 10 different doctors. Yours is the one, and this other gentleman's will be the top 2 out of those rotating. Mm-hmm. And that's how they're going to learn what the people want and why they want it. And then that nuanced piece gets more expanded, and then it jumps.
Oh, good. That's kind of like the doctors from the Brownstone Institute and coming together and doing something politically. Is that what you're saying? It'll be a political thing?
It'll be a non-political, political thing.
Yeah. Because doctors don't like to be political.
Exactly.
Medicine is apolitical. Medicine and politics do not mix, okay?
And it goes back to authentic science, not, follow the science. Really.
Right. Good. Does that make you feel good?
Yeah, no, it all makes me feel good. But it's interesting that I don't have a lot of, it's weird to me that I don't have a lot of questions about them.
It's not weird to me because your energy runs like a tree. And a tree summons energy like this. So you've got a really good alignment and you have peace of mind. Even when he doesn't know what's coming up for a fact on the books, you still know how you're going to react and respond and perform in it when it arrives. So you're always going to have more to do. Oh, Italy.
Okay.
Y'all going to Italy?
Oh, I'd happily go there. I'm in.
Near the ocean.
Yes, we're going to France. So
there's something about a chateau, literally a villa chateau. I'm thinking Italy on the cliffs.
There was a possibility of a company sort of getaway there. Like,
it hasn't happened yet, but we did hear about it.
Yeah.
And it's an invitation thing, right?
It's I don't
know. Maybe there's another one.
Group, like what do they call them? What do they call getaways when a group of people get together?
A retreat.
It's like a retreat.
Yes, we have the wellness company.
Well, don't jinx it.
It's our sponsor. We need to plug them. They're awesome.
It's gonna be a big deal. And by the way,
that's with the doctors. All the doctors show up.
Well,
in
you
one
can
place.
end up doing it in whichever country you choose each year, so you get to move around.
That sounds exciting to me. That sounds fun.
It's kind of funny.
Okay. Good.
That's kind of funny. I mean, I'd like to go to Italy.
Okay.
You're going.
I'm going.
So,
okay.
So I'm working on my French.
I'm
too.
invited.
I've been very focused on France.
Well, we're going to go to
French
France
language
too, I
and
think.
stuff. So maybe I'll get some chances.
Good.
Anyway, enough of me.
I know.
I'm sick of me.
I know.
You guys are Restream sick of me. I don't blame them.
Okay. So I will do this. I will take a little break and then read an ad or two, and then we'll bring our next guest in.
Okay. Get smart. Joint and muscle pains are exhausting and frustrating, but I've got a over-the-counter medication I want to introduce you to that provides great relief using the power of, check it out, chili peppers. Capsidin is made with a proprietary formula that contains no non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agents, no opioids, no anesthetic or steroid, nothing, no chance for addiction, no side effects. No chance it's going to interact with other medication you might be taking. Capsidin contains capsaicin, which is the substance in chili peppers that burns your tongue. That gives you that burny feeling. And of course, I've recommended capsaicin creams to patients over the years, but other capsaicin creams burn your skin. That's what makes capsidin so unique. In clinical trials, capsidin has actually been demonstrated not to burn.
I've been using capsidin to relieve my pain in my hands and my wrist from carpal tunnel syndrome and arthritis. The results have been amazing. I use it every day during my show, and I highly recommend it.
Get the pain relief you need from various sources, even backache, sprains, bruises even. Order now at capsidin.com/Drew to get a 15% discount plus free shipping. That is CAPSADYN, capsidin.com/DREW.
All right, we're back. Drew and I are always talking about how we use Paleo Valley's grass-fed and finished bone broth. I don't have the bag. Anyways, chocolate in our coffee daily. Now we want to hear from you. What's your favorite way to use it? Tell us about your adventures with the protein sticks too. Or as you would say, what are your adventures with the beef sticks? Where do you stash them? Have you ever found one you forgot to eat in your suitcase or car? Are they in your emergency go bag? Got recipe ideas for the pasture-raised beef, chicken, pork, or venison. Go to drdrew.com, contact, select Paleo Valley ideas from the drop-down menu. We'll share some of your on the upcoming episodes, how you use it, and use your name live on the stream if you want. You don't have to. You can say anonymous. Plus, be sure to stock up at the drdrew.com/Paleo Valley for 15% off your first order or 20% off when you subscribe. Love Paleo Valley. And also, we are really super proud to announce that we have a new sponsor of Calling Out, and I'm really happy to make it. Holistic Goddess is a company whose CEO, Steph Colson, is here for a psychic reading. I love all the products they sell, and they've set up a discount for Calling Out viewers. My top picks are the Essential Oil Kit. I love that lavender oil, containing 5 essential oils, including 2 others, which I can't remember. Meta Romance supplements for metabolic support, as well as belly digestive support supplements. Dreamies for sleep-enhancing gummies, and organic castor oil for skin, hair, lashes, and brows. So many women are swearing by it. Right, Robin? That's right. Robin loves it. Please support us. Holistic Goddess, small business created by women for women. Dudes can buy this stuff too. Of course, the holidays are right around the corner. Go to drdrew.com/Holistic Goddess to read more about my selection and to activate your 15% discount. That's drdrew.com/Holistic Goddess for 15% off. And they have great supplements. They have lots of nice things that women appreciate. And we want to bring in Steph to give a little plug about it after she gets her psychic reading. Hello, Steph.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome to Calling Out with Susan Pinsky. We're here today. I'm channeling a ghost of my past here with Eddie Connor. He's going to read you and look into your numbers. And Drew's here too, just in case you need medical advice.
Also, Steph, I want to shout out the Bison products. I am still totally on board with that.
Yes,
that is those supplements
I'm
are
so glad.
here. Oh my God! I didn't know
we
you
have
had
the
them here.
Bison. Okay, so
This is the trifecta.
we
This is
picked
what
a
I
few
love.
things on
So-
your list of things to promote because we can't promote
No, if
everything.
hang on.
Go
If
to the
you're-
website. There's a
But if
ton
you're
of
on
good
the
stuff.
carnivore diet or any of these, sort of anything that's restrictive in terms of the range of what you're eating, this is how you get the viscera and the organ meats and all that you should be
Yes.
eating. So, and if you're like me and you hate eating them, this is replaces
Yeah,
that. So.
that's good for you. So anyways, thank you
That's great.
for being a developer and the mind behind women's products and men's products in the holistic goddess world. It's amazing. And we're
Thank
very
you.
fortunate to have you on board to help promote the show. So I want to tell everybody who's out there, please check it out, support the show. That's all we want is our sponsors to get, support from you because you support us. So, okay. So Eddie's over here writing down things. I'm not sure what he's doing. We had a little a vision of Italy. I don't know if you heard that earlier, but that was kind of
I did hear
a
that.
random thing. I know. So I'm
Crossing my
thinking,
fingers.
maybe it was segueing into you. I feel like it was. That's my intuition.
Well, your intuition is right because I was working on her reading when you're like, hey, do a reading for Dr. Drew. And I was like, yeah.
You had to switch.
So it bleeds through. It's fun how it works.
Yeah, spirits are flying everywhere here.
In the best sense of the word. Okay, what's funny with you right up front is you are a life path 5. Life path 5s are the beautiful people. So like beautiful physically on the outside, but there's beauty on the inside too. Thank you. They're saying you're a mover and a shaker. You're not scared to get your hands dirty. You will pull your sleeves up. You'll put on your ship boots and your warrior Zenith breastplates, and you'll go right out there and, kick ass. And they're also saying you've got a great sense of humor and you're funny. I think what's funny about you is you're outgoing and you're charismatic and you're really, really good at your communication skills. And at the same time, there's this sweetness and a little bit of shy, a little bit of introvert. So I think people might think you're an extrovert, but you're actually a working extrovert who lives as an introvert when you don't have to deal with people. You know what I'm saying?
That is totally true.
Okay. And what's this other thing? Now, I know you want to see if we can get hold of your grandmother energy, correct? Can I say her name, just her name? Betty. So there's a funky couple of weird things that came in. First of all, do you not pay attention like you should when you're driving?
No, I'm like a granny driver. I'm like like
And that
such a
has to
granny
be what
driver.
it is, because she's a grandmother, and if you're driving like that, she's referencing that. But I'll tell you another thing. It might be for somebody else in the room separate from you. Was there a photograph of her, and it could be a framed print that fell or moved or chipped or did something since she's passed? And that would be in the last few months, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I know exactly which
That
one
was
it is.
connect-
It tipped over and
Yeah.
the glass broke.
That was her giving you a sign. There's a man behind her with a B sound, N sound, anywhere in his name. And I don't know what it is, but like a Ben, Benjamin, Benny, something like that. First name, last name, nickname, or middle name. You don't have to have known him when he was alive, but he's with her. There's also a Fred or a Frank kind of name, FPRD. I just don't know who it is. There's two separate males with her. It's a very private question. You don't have to answer it, but did you have a miscarriage?
Me? No.
Okay, then she could have had one, or your mother could have had one, because there's a child that comes
I
through
believe
that
she
didn't
did.
fully make it into the earth plane, that's there with her, that watches over you as well. And do you have a puppy now, or do you have a puppy that passed?
Oh, both. I have 2 dogs, and my fur baby that was mine from like even before I was engaged passed away just a couple months ago.
Oh, I'm
What's-
sorry.
What's that puppy's name that passed?
Dolce.
Dolce.
Okay.
I know.
They're around loud and clear. Comes in with her, comes in with the child that didn't fully make it, and comes in with the other 2 men. Urker, she's very, very funny. She's got a funny laugh. Her laugh is very interesting. I don't know if it's your laugh or her laugh.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's mine.
It's a unique
Her
laugh.
son, my dad, has an incredibly unique laugh.
That's okay. It's got to be that, because, and by the way, when I hear the dead people versus your angels and guides, the dead people, I only hear every 5th or 9th syllable in the sentence. So it sounds like a staticky AM radio with just like, and who's Rachel? It's a common name, but who's Rachel? Rochelle, Rachel.
Rachel, the only
She's
Rachel
passed, by
I
the
know. Oh, passed. Not that
So it's a
I can
woman
think
with
of.
R's, CSC's one letter L over there with her. By the way, I don't know what you do for a living, but whatever you do for a living is going to segue you over into something else you might not have thought about, but now you're thinking about it. And then people who love and care about you, because you hold your cards close to your chest because you're smart. You don't go running around telling everybody all your business. You just tell a close group of people what your business is and what your ideas are. And because you knew you were born to do something big, you knew you were here to be an uplifter in some capacity. I'm shocked you also didn't go into some form of counseling or therapy or psychology, because you have.
I really thought about it for a long time.
Yeah, and then if you didn't do that, it would have been teaching something, coaching,
I started
uplifting
that, but
people.
didn't finish it.
Okay. Well, you know why? Because you're like stadium size energy, and some of the coaching models are living room size models. And you are more of a feeler, sensor, knower, beer instead of just an action person. You super psychic girl, and you organically receive psychic downloads. And what that, everybody does it. You are a great listener, and people who don't listen get on your damn nerves.
Yes,
Do you have 2 children?
I do.
Okay. Do you only want 2 children?
I do.
Okay. Well, then wrap it up.
I'm done.
Okay.
We give great great. What do you call it? Contraceptive advice here on Calling Out with Susan Pinsky. So
good.
yeah. So yeah. Stay on the pill. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
couldn't think of the word.
Who just pulled the car up on the curb? Who just put the tires on the curb? It wasn't an accident. They just like hit the curb with the tire and sort of scraped the tire a little bit.
Probably me.
Okay.
So I thought you drove like a granny.
I do,
Well,
but
I
I've
guess
that's
definitely
like a
hit a
granny.
few curbs in my day.
Okay. And this was super soft. It's super soft. It wasn't anything. It's like you're just back up. It's like, but it's not bad. Do you have a blouse or article of clothing of your grandmother's that you will still go to and look at or hold and sometimes smell?
Clothing? No, I don't. I have like things, but
Okay.
I don't have any clothing.
So that's my next question. A throw, a pillow, a sham, or something like that, because she's referencing you doing that.
Yes. So before my grandfather passed away, I made him a blanket and I brought it to him and he took it to hospice. And then when she passed away, she gave it back to me.
Okay.
Oh.
This is interesting.
I have that
separate
blanket.
from the picture. Separate from the picture we spoke about earlier, is there a picture of her, and there could be other people in it, but there's a lot of balloons in the picture.
yeah. Flowers. Roses?
Okay, there's, yeah.
I have
no,
a
it's more
photo of her in her
balloons.
garden. She was like all about flowers.
Okay, that's, you see, I try not to say the things, because lots
Right.
of old women and gay men too, we love our flowers, okay?
Well, don't they like send balloons when there's a birthday or something?
My best friend passed away yesterday. I mean, his birthday was yesterday. And every year for his birthday and on what I call his heavenversary, he always sends a single balloon. It just floats right in front of my car on the 134, some crazy stuff like that. She's going to do something with a balloon, but there's this picture of her, and I think it's her with other people. Even if it's one other person, there's a lot of balloons in the picture. Tricky, you don't know an Amanda or a Mandy, do you? She's
No.
saying the woman with the M sound is in Eminem, and N, Mandy, I can't think of any other names with M's and N's, has that
Molly.
picture.
Molly.
Boom, she's got the picture. Yep. And girl, do you have a sister?
Molly is a picture of your grandmother with balloons.
Yeah, the woman with the M.
Okay.
Yep.
You got to look it up.
And you have a sister?
Nope.
Good, because I was going to say, is she a bitch? But you don't have one.
I don't.
Wait, you're going to my side of the family here.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, and you talk to her in the car. You talk to her all the time, but you were talking to her in the car and you got all weepy a little bit.
My grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah. I talk to her all the time.
There's another person you were talking to too. She doesn't want to say I'm the only one, because there's a bunch of dead people around you, to be honest. Did you did you ever ride in the back of a truck?
Yes.
In North Carolina, they threw our kids in the back of the truck and they just flew down the freeway, and we hope for the best. And she's laughing about an incident where you had to go down the road like that.
Yeah. As a child.
That's funny. And I don't know what part of the country you're from, but there's something I saw, Peaches, which usually means Georgia to me, or someplace in the South. And separate from that, what's your connection to Virginia or Maryland or DC or hers?
None. I'm Canadian.
Okay, there's going to be something with that that's going to come back around and kiss you on the cheek. You're going to be like, what the hell?
Right. She has psychic amnesia.
Yeah, I have gay-nesia. And did you recently have something going on with your actual ear, nose, or throat? Or when your grandmother passed, was she having trouble with the breathing, the ear, nose, and throat?
She was, yeah.
Okay.
She's here.
And,
Do you have any questions for her?
well, yeah, I want to know what the mermaid symbolism is about.
Mhm.
Something about mermaid energy. So you're not a swimmer or anything like that, but there's mermaid energy connected to your grandmother, connected to you, and it's in this lineage.
You're a mermaid?
It sounds crazy.
I have
Your daughter
no
looks like a
idea.
mermaid.
I love the
Pay
water. I always
But there's
have.
something with mermaids coming up, so pay close attention. And who was blowing the bubbles recently?
My kids, probably.
Okay.
Your daughter?
She was there, and
She
a
has
limb
mermaid
fell out
energy.
of a tree. Something fell out of a tree not terribly long ago. It was after she passed. It was a limb or something near the house that fell out of the tree. Everybody's okay. It was just an inconvenience, she's saying.
Interesting. I'm just trying to think. I do remember something falling. I think it was
And
during her service because I wasn't able to be there. So I watched it and I was outside. I just don't remember. It was a few years ago. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was like some sort of disturbance.
it was to give you a sign that she was there with you.
Aw.
And the same with the picture falling over. But she won't keep messing things up. She won't just like knock your refrigerator and go, Granny's here.
Yeah.
It won't be like that.
Thank God.
Now, whatever you do for a living, you're going to do it bigger, better, brighter, bolder than you've ever done it or anyone else in your marketplace. And so are you, if you're not in entertainment now, you're going to be invited into entertainment.
Wow.
So what do you do now?
I run a women's holistic health company.
Well, she's in entertainment right now. Literally.
Oh.
I mean, I have been talking for almost a year about having a holistic goddess podcast.
You're getting ready to move up here, but you won't jump from one to the other. You can cross-pollinate them because you're really good at that. You're a great multitasker. And because you're a good communicator, well, you're a better communicator now than you used to be. Oh, wait, do you have your grandma's Bible?
Bible? No, I don't have a Bible.
Okay, it's a
I have lots of
book
books
with her
that were
writing.
hers. She had lots of books. I have her recipe
That's it.
books. I have all of her recipe cards and tons of books that she had.
Because she's got her writing in a lot of it.
Recipe cards.
That's
Yeah,
okay,
she
good.
wrote notes in all the margins of all of her like gardening and bird books. I have all of
Yeah.
those.
So I think my audience thinks that you should be in media. They're saying you're absolutely stunning, and they're all saying nice things about you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can,
That's so
you
sweet.
organically could do both, right? I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, you're such a good connector, communicator, and orchestrator of things.
Interesting.
And by the way, you don't have a lot of patience either, but you act like you do. And so you can whip people into shape too.
Be out right now.
yes.
And
Literally.
who pulled the curtain down, or who pulled the blind down, or who messed up the window treatment or something on
I
the
know
wall?
exactly what you're talking about. It's not fixed yet, and I was pissed.
Oh, who did it?
My son
Oh, of course. That's what sons do.
busted up
So
a
he's the
blind,
best
and
son
I
in the
have
world.
yet to fix it. So I like tacked.
I
a
love her son. I love her son. He is the best.
Well, her son, literally, your grandmother shows your son when you're speaking about him, you're like, I was pissed. And he's like,
Yeah, that's
it's
exactly.
really hard to be mad at him.
He's
Yeah.
really hard to be mad at. Yeah.
He's like, oopsie daisy.
Can
Yeah.
you not keep his shoes on?
No, he can't keep his shoes on.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And he still, I don't know how old he is, but this kid loves to fart.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was driving the kids to school this morning and it was all they were doing in the car. It was so annoying.
She was with you. No wonder you hit the curb, child. You were being gassed out of your own car.
Baron
Oh my
Baron
God.
needs his own show too. I want him to have
One
his
day,
own show.
he's very charismatic. You never know.
Yes. Maybe you guys can do it together.
Thank you.
So do you have any questions about your life moving forward, that sort of thing?
Yeah, you gave me a number at the beginning. Can you explain that a bit more?
Oh, yeah. Which one? Was it the 3 or the 5?
The 5.
The 5 is your life path number. Like Beyonce, I think, has 5 energy. Like she's beautiful inside and outside. And you have that energy. They're the great shaped shifters. They're like chameleon energy. When you're healthy, it reads just like you, the hard worker, multitasker. You treat everybody fairly and equally. You don't care about labels and titles. And you are a great role model for your children and other people around you. That's the pure aspects of a 5. They're also usually destined for big things The opposite, meaning the negative shadow side of a 5, is they're duplicitous. They will lie, cheat, and steal. They will take food from other people's mouths. You are not that person. You have this real big thing about equality and fairness, and you will beat the shit out of somebody if you need to, but you'll do it so sweetly they won't even know you hit them till it's too late.
Oh my God.
It does. Oh, wow.
She's like, I'm pretty, but I'm tough too.
I kind of,
I'm joking.
I don't want to. I know you are tough, but in a good way.
Exactly.
It's not a bad way.
Firm and fair, right?
Yeah, it's not a bad way. Like she's
I
super
just don't take
sweet and
shit.
super intelligent. Yes, that's true.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And if
we're
you're going to
time
give
for
me
that.
shit, I'm going to call you out on it. It's just the way it is.
and you're born on the day of the charismatic sage. You have that, but you are literally like two people in one. You have the public thing that's out there. You're like, okay, doom, 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 doom. And as soon as you get in the car and close the door, you're like, get me the F out of here. I want to decompress. I need some downtime. I need to recalibrate. I need to meditate. I need to listen to some music or something to shake the day off.
Yes.
Yeah. Are
That
you
is
the bath
entirely
person?
me. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Why
the
do
time.
people not leave you alone when you're trying to take a damn bath?
That was like 2 nights ago. I was having a bath and my son came in and was like, what are you doing? Like, I'm having a bath. Leave me alone. This is my
I don't
time
know
now.
how old he is. Yes. Did he fall on the skates? Something that's got wheels on it? Did he do a little bump, a fall, a hit or something? Or did he just put a damn ding in the wall?
Fell off his
No,
bike?
he falls off his bike all the time. Builds these like way too high bike jumps and, but they got to learn their lessons.
That's right. That's right.
Mm.
She's referencing Maryland, Virginia, and D.C.
Yeah, what is that? I
Don't
wonder.
know. And then something with
I have no
Georgia or peaches, Georgia peaches.
Maybe that's your demographic for your business.
You're going to make money,
Maybe.
girl. You keep being who you are organically, you will make money hand over fist just being who you are. Who had the tree house or who wants the tree house or who fell out of a damn tree house?
My kids want a treehouse.
They all do.
Every kid wants a
Well,
treehouse.
we wanted one. We lived in a trailer
Don't.
park.
My
Yeah.
husband had a treehouse at some stage,
Okay.
but
Who
not
fell
me.
out of it?
Probably
he
him.
probably fell out of it. Yeah, yeah, he's a boy. If you have a tree house, you
Realistically, it
don't
was
fall
him.
out of it.
It's interesting. 'Cause he would have where we live is near where he grew up, and it was just not owned by anybody when he was growing up. And so he actually would have built tree houses like where our house stands today as a kid.
Right.
That makes total sense. And there's a creek not far from there too, right?
Yes. The kids play in
Okay.
it all the time.
And here's the thing. What happened in your garage? Something fell in the garage, fell off the wall, fell off the rafter. It was standing up. It slid down. What was that?
My entire shoe rack. And it hit my car, and I still haven't replaced it, and my shoes are everywhere.
Oh, your shoes are in the garage. That's right. Right. I've seen your house. So
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was just like it
So
fell in the
the-
middle of the night, huge bang, shoes everywhere, hit my
Oh
car,
my gosh.
scratched it up, and now my
Who
shoes
did
live in
that?
bin.
Who did that to her? Which spirit?
That
Somebody.
was just your grandma's not going to take credit for that one.
No. Okay. It was just bad
That just-
workmanship. Yeah. We got to strengthen the bolts on that
Yeah, fix
guy.
it.
Did you see a mouse? Was there a mouse?
At my house?
It would be outside of your house, but it would be like right along a rail or right along a wall or right along the peripheral or something. You could have even been at your house and
I mean,
looked
it
over
could
and
be.
seen
She
it at
lives
their
in
house.
the
I live in the
wilderness.
forest. There's lots of mice.
Oh, yeah.
I can't
there's
think of
little
one that I've
critters.
seen recently. There's a squirrel that shows up all the time right now.
So mad.
Close enough.
Because rats and squirrels and mice, they all read as the same thing. And it makes me so mad. And squirrels are everywhere.
Yeah.
But still,
Rocky.
she knows about it. That's why I'm bringing it up. And who's the nickel person? Nickels, coins. Who's Charles? He's dead.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
That might be
Nobody that
fun.
I know, but I mean, it could be like in the past too, that somebody that I'm just not aware of.
Okay.
I know. I told her to look into her ancestry beyond where she.
And I'll be really honest, I didn't. I should have.
I know.
But
I can
did.
tell. Well, Charles,
There
look it up.
wasn't enough
Maybe
time.
yeah.
Maybe
Ask your parents
Yeah.
later.
Charles, Charlie, but who was the Three Musketeers, or did you literally just have a Three Musketeer bar because it is Halloween and there's those little candy bars?
No, we don't have those in Canada.
Okay.
Three Musketeers.
Yep. She's. You got a bunch of dead people, child.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Did you have any?
Great.
Did you have any ancestors who were Three Musketeers who they were pirates? I don't know what was a musketeer.
Pirates, the only thing that I know is that my maiden name is Wigglesworth, and it is British. And Captain Cook was married to a Wigglesworth. I do know that.
What?
Way back.
Wow.
Charles Cook? No. Okay. What was Captain Cook's first name?
I have no idea.
I have
Sounds
no
like
idea.
a British name, though. It does sound like a British name. I mean, Charles is very British name.
British,
so.
big British family.
Did you or your grandmother try to get rid of a scar or a tattoo or something? A blemish, a scar? It could be a tattoo.
She wouldn't have been involved, but I had scarring on my ear as a child that I had to have surgery for. And it was like traumatic at the time. And she would have definitely known that that was happening to me. I'm sure we talked about it.
Okay.
Aww.
Okay. That's what she's walking out with. Something about a scar that needed to be fixed or repaired. So you would really know it's her. Yeah.
Yeah, she knew that was really hard for me.
So, Steph, would you like to describe to us what it's like to be the CEO of a all-women's company and talk about your products and see where spiritually he can take that?
I would love to. So Holistic Goddess is my beautiful company that I am so incredibly proud of. We are a women's holistic health marketplace. So we have supplements for sort of everyday women's health. You mentioned some of them in your introduction. So there's like a sleep aid, and there's one of my favorites is Brain Joy, which is like, it's just very calming. It's full of adaptogens. It was developed for the health of your brain, which is very important for women, especially as we age. I take it every day, and I find that it's just like very calming and helps me, tackle the chaos of working and running businesses and taking care of the kids and all the things. And so we have that whole side. And then we also have this beautiful, that I'm just so proud of, trusted brand marketplace, where my team and I have gone out to find the best of wherever possible female-owned brands and really niche products for women. And then created this entire marketplace where you can do this one-stop shop for all of your holistic health needs. So that can be supplements. We talked about the castor oil, which I love. My dear friend owns that company, and have been using castor oil, have been obsessed with castor oil for like 10 years. And I'm so excited that women are starting to, like in more mainstream, learn about the benefits of castor oil. So I have like her entire line of offerings. We have like a little bit of everything. We have Santa Via, which is a water filter that's just like a jug instead of like a Brita pitcher. It's an actually healthy version. We have an acupressure mat set. We have gua sha, facial cupping kits, other supplements from other companies that I love, that I have used personally for years, that are like clean, trusted, vetted. We have a really amazing protein powder that I am so obsessed with. We have a vegan one, and then we also have a beef isolate one, which has been huge for me as a busy mom. I find that I don't get enough protein. It's just a mixture of everything. And then we have all this really great content, and it's very educational. And I do lives with lots of the company owners of the different brands that we have in our trusted brand marketplace, and try and really educate on their products and just get women curious about their health. If you're holistically minded, then it's this amazing place to have a one-stop shop. And if you're trying to get curious about your body and how you can support it, then there's just a little bit of everything. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah. I'm very proud of you too. And she's she's given us a link for Calling Out with Susan Pinsky, drdrew.com/holistic goddess. And also, I think I have a discount code, right?
Yeah, I believe you
What
do.
is it? I think you use the code Susan15.
Susan 15. That's right.
Okay. So use the code Susan15 and you'll get 15% off. But also, check it out. She's the brains behind it, and she works very hard every day to bring healthy products to Americans and Canadians and maybe other countries too. And
we
she's
ship
also
internationally.
running. And not only does she run this business, she runs the wellness company as well.
Wow.
So that is our other sponsor, whom
Behind the
we
scenes.
are.
My husband's company.
Did we
I
run an
support.
ad for that today? I think we run that out at the end of the show, but and you can also go to drdrew.com/holistic, and I also made a link, drdrew.com goddess. So if you forget part of it, it'll still click through, and but it is Holistic Goddess, the full name, and the products are fantastic. The sleep remedies
We
are
drop
great.
a new trusted brand every Wednesday too. So there's like always something new hitting the site, which is really exciting.
The thing I love about you is if you don't believe in it, you will not touch it.
That's very true.
If you don't believe in what you do, you would not be doing this because it's really hard for you to lie.
That's
You
very true.
have to love it with the head, the heart, and the gut.
Right.
And you do. And when you speak about it almost like it's one of your children. You have
That's
that much
100%
love.
true.
And so this is going to really move. So there's nothing negative or bad. And a warning I would give you, except for one little tiny microscopic petite flower princess giver goddess atomic thing. Pace yourself. Just whatever flow you have going right now, try to keep that flow and then put some things on, not the back burner, but put them in the side burner. You're going to continue to move onward and upward. You are. Thank you. They're telling me your cute butt's going to be on TV. Okay. You're going to be on television talking about one or two things connected to what you just spoke about right here so articulately. And then they're telling me that when things start to take off, you're going to want, you don't need it, but you're going to want it and desire to have your team strengthened. And that's IT people and people behind the scenes, especially, and reinforce the foundation of your existing model. So if it's already on a scale from 1 to 10, if it's a 50, you're going to throw another 50 in it, energetically speaking. So now it's 100% extra strong. And then they're saying, there's going to be a book. I know all I do is tell people you're going to write down books, but there's a book coming. There is.
So
There's
I
a book.
wrote a
And
book when I was 19 and I've never done anything with it. It has nothing to do with health though.
Okay. Well, there's a book and it's there. And a new one, new one. And then there's going to be more speaking. You're obviously great at speaking and connecting with people in that way. So, woo, what a great psychic I am, right? But it's true, it's there. And here's the thing I find fascinating. Remember earlier in the show when we spoke about how people want change, but they often won't do anything to change, but they will do it if it's quick?
Yes.
So what you offer is part of the quick solution to an old, antiquated pattern. And that means, hear me out for a second, it means taking the pill every day. It means the bone broth or whatever it is every day and start to build on that new micro habit, which gets them into a better feeling place. Thank you. So what they're saying with me, the thing I've noticed is people who do want to change and they have the intention to, and they're working hard towards it. They will often say, I don't know how to feel good. I don't know what to think to get my mind from worrying. So I'll worry, but then I'll worry and then I try not to worry. Then I worry more. And then I'm mad that I'm worrying. And then I get freaked out that I'm worrying. So there's going to be something with, believe it or not, tones, harmonics, frequencies that are going to be coming to you that fit your vibration, that really take you from here to here really quick. And then you're going to start slowly introducing whatever that product or service is going to be. And the next thing is something with guided visualizations or meditations, even if they're 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 12 minutes, and some of it will be extended. That is coming so you can help them get into the mindset, heart set, gut, brain set moving forward. Meaning, if I'm going to take my ass to bed at 9:30, I'm going to pop them on and fall asleep listening to it so it goes into my super consciousness. Yeah. And then whenever I wake up in the morning, I'm going to hit play again. So I start my day up here. And then when I'm up and moving around, I'm going to go take my little pills. I'm going to take my little bone broth. I'm going to do all my other little goodies. But there's this weird...
Or supplements.
Oh, supplements.
Yes.
Yes. And what is this other thing? You pay close attention.
Not mommy's little helper. Supplements. Good supplements. Healthy pills. Yeah.
There's something...
Super clean.
Water filter. There's keep your eyes and ears on all things to do with water, because most water systems in metropolitan cities are contaminated. Almost all of them are, especially in the United States. Especially keep your eyes and ears on that moving forward. In any product you have that uses water, make sure the manufacturer is, this is where your firm and fairness pops in. You can be cute, but you'll cut a bitch, okay? Where you go and it's like, no. We are, you're obligated and contractually obligated to use this filtered water. Make sure that they're doing that.
Oh, in your products.
Yes. You're okay. There's nothing negative or bad, but pace yourself, because it's getting, when it rains with you, it pours. And it's getting ready to pour 3 times in the next 6 months to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year. And it's going to be like, you need that foundation there, and have some little secret things in your cabinet so that when you open it, then you have some new things to dangle and keep people interested without having to do too many things simultaneously. But you're going to be rich, girl. Mm-hmm.
I just want to help all the goddesses feel amazing in their bodies. That is all I want.
They will.
That's good. And you know what's really funny? You said DC, Virginia, and Georgia. You were feeling that.
Virginia.
I feel like you guys, the wellness company, I'm going to segue away from Holistic Goddess because I know you run both companies. Like you're part of both, right? You're organized. You're not just
behind the scenes in TWC, but I am there.
Yeah, but you work hard to do that, and it's been a successful company. Where but I'm feeling like DC might be political.
Not for long.
For you guys, like maybe you're going to be opening up the floodgates in DC, maybe the South, and maybe you're helping a lot of people there in that area of, is that a big market for you guys, or do you guys have any political stuff coming up that would take you in that direction?
Not that I'm aware of, but I mean, anything can happen.
I love that you're so tapped into that, because I don't think DC is going to be around. Meaning, I don't think the White House is going to be the picture that we've had our whole lives about where the president goes and lives for 4 years. I don't think that's going to...
He's going to stay at Mar-a-Lago and do it from there?
No. It's going to be somewhere else. Something's going to happen to DC. Not all of DC, but the certain parts of it. But what I feel like you're tuning into is the new non-political politic. Mm-hmm. The new direct, like everything they spoke about earlier with you and Drew and Rob.
Right.
So it's a whole new marketplace.
Right.
You're going to be on the leading edge of what the
wellness company is reinventing the medical world. It gives you access to your prescription and whatever for an emergency. So you have this emergency kit. I don't know, maybe Robin, could you hand me? And, they've been working very hard around the clock for years to develop this. and they also have supplements there, and as well. Some of which Stephanie has in her holistic goddess list, her favorites. Yes, but anyways, these are the kits. This is how we're changing America with. If Kaleb will put me up on the screen. This is the medical emergency kit. You can get, you call, it's telemedicine. I don't know. I just feel like DC, it's like we're reinventing how medicine's going to be, how we have to take our health back into our own hands. We have to go to somebody like Stephanie, who's going to help women with their needs. And she's behind all of this. And there may be water involved, right? Or there may be food. We're not sure. There might be food. I don't know. These people are working very hard behind the clock and around the clock, and they're seriously dedicated to the health of Americans. Do you guys also sell in Canada as well, or is that illegal in Canada?
So not the prescriptions, obviously. We're highly regulated in Canada.
Right.
The supplements you can purchase from an American store, which they both are, and then ship to Canada. But not dedicated Canadian.
So anyway, she's married. She and her husband are highly motivated to make us healthy, and
we're here to create change.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, positive change.
Positive change. Yeah. We felt the call.
You can't not. Yeah, wherever you go, you create change, but it's always good and positive and pure and uplifting. I'm old enough to remember my aunts and uncles. My grandma, she was a demon, honey. I forgive her now. But she had 13 children.
Oh, boy. Well, she deserved to be a demon.
Well, but, she should have
stopped at some point.
Yes. But what she would do before they walked out the door every morning, she gave them a spoonful of castor oil.
Oh, wow.
And a spoonful of liniment every single morning. And they were never sick.
Yeah. How long did they live?
Well, I think there's 3 left.
Oh, how old what was their life expectancy?
Oh, I have no idea, because we're not a close-knit family, as you can tell, because I escaped and came out to California to do this.
Smart man.
So what I'm saying is, when I grew up, there were all the old wives' remedies.
Right.
There was
Those
all
are my
the
favorite
and they worked.
earth. The ones that always worked, that we passed down for centuries, and then I'm not going to talk about the Rockefellers or anything like that, but in the late 1800s, early 1900s, they rolled it over into petroleum prescription products.
Right.
And I watched her older adult children talk crap about her behind her back that she is going to a quack. And I would ask my mama, what's a quack? She'd say, oh, that's a doctor that doesn't follow real medicine. So the fake medicine, they started calling it real. And the real medicine, they started calling it fake. And now what you're doing is you're turning the tide. And you're bringing this core essence, purity of spirit and intention back to the human consciousness and body. So you go on, girl. Okay.
And you know what? I don't know if you heard this, when Drew was getting a reading or whatever, he was talking about how Drew was going to do something with one other doctor that is not competitive but works with him. And there's a team of doctors behind them in Washington. Peter McCullough and Drew and the wellness company. Like, it totally makes sense to me.
That's immediately what I thought too.
Is that what you thought of? Because, and we're picking up people along the way too. Like, we spent time with Jay Bhattacharya, and we saw a whole bunch of other doctors at the Brownstone Institute event that we were in last week. And all these doctors are coming together, and they're trying to educate people and get the word out that it doesn't have to be the way it is. We can take control of our health. We can fight the system, and it's not a political thing. It's not a left versus right. It's medicine is not political.
Whole heart.
We take care of everybody. Yes. So, we don't want to bring politics into this kind of thing, but if the medical system keeps going in the direction that it is, we're in big trouble. America is in big trouble. And I'm 100% behind supporting anything that is going to get the message out that you can take care of your health. And you can go to drdrew.com/TWC, get your telemedicine, get your emergency kits stored up. For some reason, I always have illnesses on a holiday weekend. You know what I mean? It's like, or you can get the travel kit when you travel just to make sure, you aren't stuck somewhere in the middle of nowhere with a horrible UTI or diarrhea or whatever it is, that you can get. Bring your Cepro. I mean, Drew and I, luckily, our whole life, I've always been able to take my pills with me. He would just stock up and we'd put it in the bag. And I'm like, do you have the Cipro? Because we're going to Mexico, But now the general public can do that. You don't have to be married to a doctor. You don't have to be, rich. You just have to sign up, get your stuff. You can get your refills when they expire for a really low price. They don't make a lot of money on on this thing. They're doing it for the better good. But she's also married to an amazing man, and she is behind him and supports him and makes him who he is, as well. So,
look at her glow.
Yeah. And I mean, I know she doesn't run TWC. They work together. They built a beautiful family. They've brought together a great community of doctors together. We're all friends. We may go on a retreat together. It might end up being Disneyland and not Italy, but we did talk about Italy. And it could happen eventually, but or maybe somewhere else. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I still love spending time with you guys, and I miss you. And I know that you guys are genuine hearts and souls. You have a good spirit, and you do have. I am a critic of television. People who can be on television, and you definitely have what it takes to have your own live streaming show, or maybe you're going to do QVC. I don't know, and sell your products. You know what I mean?
I have no idea.
I think we should.
I'm open to anything. For me, it's the mission. It's about empowering women. It's about every woman feeling like a goddess. It's about every woman being able to get curious with her body and feel the very best that she can feel. And I am here on this earth to shout that mission from the rooftops. And wherever I am placed to shout it from, I will do so.
Yeah, so we got to get her a gig on QVC, I think.
Yeah, she's natural. She's a natural.
I know, she's good, and her products are good. If you have great products, you can sell them,
You know what's funny about her? She'll be backstage building the props and the flaps and the backlighting and everything to make sure it's all featured good. Then she'll come out looking like $1 million.
It's like not something that I've ever wished for in my entire life is to have any kind of platform. I've always been the behind the scenes person. But I, the universe knocked a few years ago and I answered the calling, and I have a mission and I'm here to share it. And if that puts me in front of people so that women can feel amazing, then that's where we're at.
And that's what a soul opportunity is. When you follow the guidance, your soul is taking you down and you go down that path, there will be these opportunities the soul will bring to you that keeps taking it higher.
Yeah.
As long as you're in line with that which you are, and you are. Did your son put a booger on something that freaked you out?
Oh God, am I going to go find one now?
You are.
Thanks for the warning.
Your other kid's head. I don't know how old's your youngest one. He might put it in their hair.
This is 7.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Probably.
I'll check her hair. And with that, we will segue to Kaleb. How are your kids, Kaleb? Speaking of boogers.
Yeah, they're doing great. It's sick every 6 weeks, like you and Drew predicted. But yeah, it's because he started preschool. Yeah. So yeah, and he brings it home, gets us sick. We're sick for 6 weeks. We get better a couple of weeks, so we're in the couple of weeks feeling better stage right now. So
we need to get some of Steph's vitamins over to your house so that you guys will have immune. We have the they have the immune rule. Tell us about the immune product you have. It's the one with quercetin, zinc, and
I love that one. It's called ImmunoThrive.
D and C. Yes.
Yeah, ImmunoThrive. They're just
so Kaleb needs
little gummies that are super easy. It's 2 gummies, and it's that zinc quercetin mixture, which is, we know, super important for replicating viruses, and C and D and elderberry. Very simple.
Yes, and
I love that.
Kaleb needs a bottle of that. Can they? Since they're gummies, they're not for kids, are they?
No, they're not for kids.
Okay, all right, but they are good. They don't have as much zinc in them as the
TWC
Zelenko
has an
Z-Pack.
amazing kids line though. Like, I don't know if anybody, like my kids take all of those. They're so good.
Definitely go to the TWC for kids vitamins. But the Zelenko Z-Pack was something that he put together during the pandemic to keep people from getting sick. May he rest in peace.
Dr. Z?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk to him?
We miss him so much. He was such a dear
friend. Can we
talk
talk to Dr. Zelenko? Did any of those people have a Z name, a Zev or a... Can we?
Once it comes out.
Anyways, Dr. Zelenko is this amazing man. He developed this thing as a preventative to get COVID.
I love it.
So what Steph has is a lower dose of zinc because it can kind of upset your stomach a little bit, but I'm definitely getting a bottle of those, and I need Kaleb to get some too because he's sick every 6 weeks.
Oh,
he's got a runny nose. So
it's these children.
There's
children
so
and their
many
stinky
things
friends.
you can do for that. There's so many things.
Yeah, he's not coughing right now.
You can do throat sprays, like to prevent it. It's just like it's a whole thing. I could write a whole protocol.
No, and I will segue from boogers because I thought that was a good note to end on. But yeah, so we just avoid the boogers and get the what is that product called?
Immunothrive.
The Immunothrive.
Immunothrive. I have to bone up on all this stuff because I literally I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to roll. We're going to do this. So everybody, please go to drdrew.com/holisticgoddess and support those who support us at drdrew.tv. And also, Eddie, I am so thankful that I got to be in your presence again today. And you can go to eddieconnor.com. He's spiritually attuned, and it was a little misshoveled at first here. We weren't sure what was going on, but thank you, Steph. You really brought in Grandma's words. It's really interesting. He sees everything around you, and so that means your spirits are with you, and they love you, and we love you, and so keep working hard and kiss those wonderful children for me because I love them so. And Summer and Baron are amazing kids. And you've done a fabulous job. Beautiful family. She doesn't have a whole lot of people in spirit yet because she's still young, but Grandma was here. So
big time.
God bless her.
I love that.
She showed up.
Thank you guys so much for your time, and Susan for having me, and Eddie for all of your wonderful insights. It's been such a true gift for me today.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
It's been really special. Thank you.
So, Kaleb, is there anything else that I should be announcing at the end of the show that you could think of?
When's the next one? Is that
besides where to find me? I'm at First Lady of Love on Twitter and X and Instagram. If you have any comments, definitely share if you care. We really appreciate you guys watching. And, get the word out. It looks like we're going to be on Rob Schneider's platform, so that'll probably really help the show. But yeah, we really appreciate it. The next show will probably be next Thursday at 3 p.m. We're gonna talk about near-death experiences, and we have somebody calling in who's had a really crazy near-death experience. So what happens when we go into a coma and we nearly die, like how our brain works and what what people have seen and how they feel. And the psychic medium who'll be here actually had a near-death experience and became psychic afterwards. And I've heard that happen more than once. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had anything like that? No.
Knocked myself in the head probably in elementary school, 7th grade, and then a bad car wreck when I was 20. Mm-hmm. And
that's when your psychic abilities came in.
I pushed it all down as a teenager. I was super psychic as a kid. And then I couldn't control it. I didn't know what it was. Scared the shit out of me. I thought I was a character in a Stephen King novel. And then I kept trying to push it down. And then when I had the car wreck at 20, it all came rushing back. And then I could direct it. And I've been doing it ever since.
See, so this is something that I find fascinating, how our brain works. When I had a near-death experience too, which, I don't want to, gloat too much, but when I gave birth to triplets, I almost died. But it was really interesting. I'll talk about it next week as with these other two. But the guest that we have really explains this elaborate thing that he experienced, and it's really fascinating. So hopefully you guys will join us. We may have some other. I'm sorry.
Oh, for next week, I just remember I saved a kid's life when I was little, when I was a kid. We could talk about that next week. I wonder if she's still out there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So anyways, that's going to be the topic. And also everybody over on Rumble, Claire says, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Blessings to all. Thank you for the show, Molten. So we have our regulars over there. Thank you guys for being a part of this. And we look forward to more, all of our regulars who have followed the show, and look forward to maybe, if anybody wants to get a psychic reading on the show, email me at calling out at drdrew.com. Send me an email, and Rob and I will take a look and see if we can throw you on the show for a psychic reading when you're here, when you come in. So thank you so much. I'm so happy that we got to talk to Steph and Rob Schneider for making a cameo, and Dr. Drew also. Thank you, Eddie and Robin and Kaleb and everybody. All right. And have a really wonderful weekend.
The Wellness Company knows that taking charge of your family's healthcare is a top priority, and that is why they are constantly innovating to deliver the products and services to help you be rationally ready for an emergency. They've added a medical kit for kids to treat over 20 childhood illnesses: nausea, vomiting, allergies, asthma, bioterror, God forbid, croup ear infections, lice, and more. And you can also order the kids kit with an EpiPen. Carefully sourced, great price. If there's a risk of anaphylaxis for your kids, you want that EpiPen. That can be in all kits, each customized for a different purpose. It comes, of course, with a telemedicine consultation and a guidebook, and you can replenish the meds up to 2 years after the date of purchase. So go to drdrew.com/2WC for 10% off any medical emergency kit or supplements. That is drdrew.com/TWC.